Look at all this mess. Keys right there. Turbo, wastegate, motor, the motor. Relays, fuel regulator, fuel line going to the back. Please hook me up with a surge tank nuke performance. I really in desperate need of one. I ordered bulkhead fitting, so this is gonna not look like this on the ground. It's dirty, but I need to pick it up so I can have it looking good. Let's just tuck it up in the wheel well. There we go. All right. E30. All right. Let's talk. All right. Let me grab my hat. All right. Let's talk E30. All right. So, as far as you guys know, right, I don't think I mentioned this at all, but I'm going to be running a fuel surge tank in the back of my car. Because I'm going to be adding more pumps to the existing relay or to the existing main power to the fuel pumps. You need to pull a thicker gauge wire, because the gauge wire that is on the relay or the one that goes to the fuel pump isn't rated for the certain amount of amperages that you're going to be pulling with the multiple pumps you are running with that setup. So in an E30, this is a 1991 E30 1991 318i with an M50 swap. Every single chassis is going to be the same, even in the coupes, whatever. But in the back in your fuel pump, you know, you got your hat, you got your stock connector. I just pulled back the grip, the what do you call it, the gripper or whatever the heck. But you're going to have the Hulk colored wire, so the green and purple tracer, which is that guy right there. And then you're going to have this ground right here. This is going to stay here. This ground, this brown wire is going to stay here. I'm probably going to ground that out to the chassis right here. And then I'm going to grab a bullet connector for the fuel pump relay. So, set in stone, pretty much, I'm going to be running multiple pumps in the E30. I plan on running hopefully just 2 for right now, and then 3 later. 2 in the surge tank, and then 1 in the fuel tank. As in right now, what I have did to the E30 so I can modify it and get it to where it's at right now. What I have here is a kit from Painless. Let's see where if I can find the paperwork for the thing. Let's see. Painless Performance. Here we go. That's the part number. That's the universal. You can get this on Amazon for like 20 bucks, and it's like super cheap, and it's so definitely worth it. So it shows everything from here to here, but I'm just going to show you what you need to know for the E30 chassis and pretty much what you need to know for your E30. This is going to simplify things from A to B, pretty much. A, B to C. All right. So it does supply the fork terminals that all you need, pretty much. What I did here is I mounted mine right here on the passenger side of the car. I grinded down some of the paint that's right here. I am going to paint the rest of this with just like a paint marker or just with spray paint, and it just unmasks that little area. But what I did is I mounted it right there. So what it is just like the relay holder, and then it comes with the relay, and then it has a little hole in the back so you can screw in the relay with like a tech screw or whatever. But anyway, on the relay, it already comes with the wires already in it. You don't have to do any pinning or anything like that. All you do is just land the wires where you need them. So the wire that already has the fork terminal at the end of it is going to be obviously your ground. It's a black wire. This guy right here, that guy is going to go straight to any chassis point or any ground that you have on your chassis. It doesn't have to be right there or to an actual ground. It just needs to mount to the chassis. This wire I did this incorrectly, but right now I am just in the current phase of just seeing what I need. This needs to have a fuse right in the middle right here. If I can find where I left that fuse, I will let you guys know. So I'm obviously blind, but it is right there. So this comes with your package, or the little box that it came with, which is that little clear plastic that's right there. That guy that's sitting right there in the chair. That guy right there. This comes with this. If you look closely, you could probably see it, but it says auxiliary, and then it says BAT, which obviously means battery. The obvious copper, colored terminal is for your battery, and then these pretty much like a stainless steel screw is for your auxiliary, so your fuel pump, or the side that doesn't go to the battery side or the main side of your power. So this is supposed to splice in just like that with the with the fork terminals, or the circle terminals you get with the ring terminals, that's the correct term, with your package. So it goes in line like that. Of course, you got to splice this, cut in half, and then land the wires in here, which I'm not going to show you because obviously I haven't finished this part yet, but that's how it's supposed to turn out, and that's how you're supposed to do it. I mounted mine to the positive that's on here on the chassis, which is this right here. This cable goes straight to the positive to my battery, and that powers all my positives on the engine bay, such as everything from the fuse box to all my relays and all sorts of stuff. That wire goes all the way to the back of the chassis. All right, and then the rest of your wires get sent in through the old AC ports. If you do still have AC, try to fish them around there. It's not too hard. I just don't have AC in my car, but they should just go through right there, and you'll see the hole, you'll see the opening. Just open your hood and you'll be able to see the light come through. But it goes through there, and if you want to, you can tuck this up a little bit nicer than I did. But what I ended up doing is I sent my control wire, this skinnier yellow wire is going to go to your control voltage to pretty much switch the relay on and off, which is the old fuel pump power wire. So that has a constant 12 volts, or a 12 volts reference signal, or whatever. Pretty much is the wire that's going to power the relay to switch on and off. So this wire, what I ended up doing is I actually sent it through. So of course it goes through here, through the AC, the old AC ports. It goes through here. I'm probably going to zip tie it up here or some sort, or do something with it so I can hold it up, because you don't want this to get snagged on everything, because if this gets cut or any nicks ground out or anything like that, pretty much your fuel pump's not going to work, and you're going to be stuck wondering why it's not working. But what you want to do is route this through. Make sure it's not going to touch any of the hot parts that are right here in at the heater core. Route this through the back of the radio, which that's what I ended up doing, because I'm probably going to delete my radio and probably going to go with the ghost box. So that's going to get mounted somewhere elsewhere, and I'm going to put a delete plate right here so I can mount all my AFR and my boost gauges right there. So let's talk about this fuel pump wire. This wire, I traced it back, and I've already tested it, and I ohmed it out, so I made sure that it ohms out correctly. But what you do is this wire, so you can also verify for yourself, this wire right here goes all the way to the bottom right here, and it actually goes into one of the thicker sets of wire. Let's see if I can find it for you guys. It goes through a grommet that's like sort of right there. I can't really see the camera, but I want to say it goes like right there. Or actually, I could probably move the wire. You can probably see the wire. It's probably that one that's right there. You guys can probably see it. But you trace the wire. It goes through right here. trace the wire. It goes behind the back seats. Or I don't know how it is in a coupe, but it's probably like carpet or whatever. But it goes through the back seats. It goes to the other side of the car. Let me open up this door. It goes to the other side of the car, to over here. And then from over there, you can see that it's obviously a green and purple wire. And BMW made it really handy. So the only green and purple wire that you're going to see over here is going to be that same wire. So it is actually that guy right there. So that I'm able to trace it right here. And I ended up actually hooking it up all the way up there. So this wire goes all along the side. Now this is just for reference, just so if you want to find where it's at, it is going up all the way through the side of the door right here on the door jamb. I don't want to peel my carpet up, but it goes all through the side right here. All the way up. I actually got a light right here. But it goes in that bundle of wires that's right here. And you will see the wire. I've already hooked up my control voltage. Let me see how this looks like. Hopefully you guys are able to see it pretty good. But that's my control voltage. Let me see if I can get something underneath the lens just so I can prop it up a little bit higher. Alright, so that's my control voltage. That's the side that's going to be powering my switch, or pretty much the old fuel pump power. And I don't know if you guys can see. Why is it not focusing? Oh, because it's focused on something else. Let me do this so I don't have to worry about it focusing on the wrong thing. All right, so right here, this guy right here, let me move that wire. This guy right here, that guy right there, that's where it gets cut from. And you'll see the purple and green wire going through that harness. And actually, I think I could try to pull the harness for you guys just so you guys can see it. But it is going to be in the bigger bundle, which that's going to be this bigger bundle right here. And you'll see this green and purple wire. And then, of course, there's the other end of it. This is where I'm hooking up my power to, because whenever I turn the key, this is what's going to have power. And then that side's dead now because that goes to the fuel pump, and I don't need that no more because I'm not powering the fuel pump with that wire anymore. So I'm going to cut it right there. And so that's our new switch wire. That's where you find the switch. All right. From there, make sure your battery's off and make sure your car is not on, because the last thing you want to do is ground this wire out and that short something out and hurt it like internally. You don't want to mess anything up. Of course, your fuel pump and then your DME or your ECU. Of course, you don't want to damage any of that stuff up. So you want to just disconnect the battery and just be safe. All right. From there, in the package, it's already hooked up like I said. This thicker yellow wire, this is I think 12 gauge wire. This is a thicker wire, so it's going to withstand the amperages that you're going to hold through the bigger fuel pump. This wire is going to go straight to your fuel pump, like your positive end on the fuel pump. Sorry, I have like gas or something like that in my mouth, but anyway, this is going to go straight to your fuel pump. This is going to power your fuel pump on the positive end. This is not your ground. The ground you're going to be able to find somewhere elsewhere, or you can leave it on the actual connector, and then you can just cut it in half or whatever and crack it and plug it up directly. But this is going to go straight to your fuel pump, and this is what's going to power it. So whenever you turn the key, it's going to power the fuel pump, and this is where you're going to get your power from in your positive. So since I am routing mine from the front of the car to the back, this is not going to be long enough. So what you should do is, if you got something that has 12 gauge wire, or either go to Home Depot, get you some 12 gauge wire. You don't need a lot. It's probably like 20 bucks or 30 bucks at Home Depot, but it's definitely worth it, because if you're going to be doing stuff like this, you're going to need the extra wire. But anyway, this wire is going to go straight to the positive side of your fuel pump. And I actually labeled this for my dumbass sake, because I guess I put it in incorrectly, but you can see there's obviously a plus sign. That's the positive side of the connector of this fuel pump. So what you do is you get a bullet connector, and then you just pretty much jam it in there, and it will stay connected pretty much forever. It doesn't come out. But anyway, that gets hooked up to there, and then your ground, you can do the same thing with your ground. All you do is get a bullet connector and you hook it up straight to it. That is how you hook up a fuel pump relay for a 1991 318i or E30 chassis. I hope this helps you, and I hope this helps everybody. I got help from Brian Sturman. Check out his video as well. I'm gonna put it down in the description, but his video also helps out a lot, because that's what's made me set the location of where I want to have my fuel pump relay at, and it also sets up where I had to find the wire and where to look for the wire and the kick panel on the driver's side. But for future reference, what I'm going to be doing for my sake is I'm going to extend the switch wire. So this switch wire that's right here, I'm going to splice into it, and I'm going to bring I want to say 2 leads all the way through the side panels, all the way to the rear of the car, and I'm just going to fish it through one of these holes. And I'm going to set up a fuse box that I'm going to buy on Amazon, which I'm going to set in the description as well. But pretty much I can set all my fuel pumps in the back, or anything that needs to be switched, or anything that needs to have a hot wire, or anything that that needs a positive to that. Or I'm going to mount my relays in the back instead of in the front, just so they don't get wet. And then the switch wire is going to go all the way through here. And then on the fuse block, I'm going to have the original 15 volts, and I can jumper them on the fuse block. So I can do like 1, 2, and 3 can all be for a relay switch wire. So whenever I need to hook up more pumps, all I do is I hook up to another side of the fuse for the other side of the relay, and then I can only attach the rest of the fuel pumps. I don't know, it sounds kind of stupid how I'm trying to explain it, but pretty much I'm going to be routing that main switch wire to the back, just so I can have it in the back over here, just so I can hook up more relays in the back over here instead of in the front, because I don't want to cluster the front up, because the front's going to be probably where it's going to have impact, where it's going to get wet, all that stuff. So you got to think about all that stuff before you plan on putting, electrical stuff around the car. But what you got to do, send your switch wire to the back, hook up your relays, and then hook up all the relays to that one switch. Now that's if you want to hook up that relay to that switch. If you want to do like individual switches, then of course if you're going to go standalone, then yeah, go for it. But I'm just going to be hooking up all the relays to pretty much one switch, then that is fine. And then of course, since it's a fuse block, or a fuse panel, I can hook up my hot straight to the fuse block, and then I can hook up all my hot ends that need to be powered over here, and then the fuel pumps, of course my surge tank's going to be right here somewhere, so I can hook it up all in there. So I don't have to be looking for a power block, or I don't have to be looking for a 12 volt, constant 12 volt power. It's just going to be right here, and it's going to be easy to find and super easy to get to. It's super hard to understand, but once I get to that point, I will definitely show you guys. All right, I don't have a tripod, but let's see what this looks like. All right, I know this is a really short video, but I hope you guys understand. I hope you gain some knowledge from watching this video. I will be finishing up this install some other day, but not today. But this is just a short video just to recap anybody that's in this pinch or anybody that's in a struggle to find where to hook up their fuel pump relays. Hopefully this video helps out. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you check out the links in the description to see where I got this fuel pump at, or fuel pump relay at, and make sure you check out the fuse block I'm going to be ordering to get this going, and hopefully situate more of my 12-volt hots elsewhere in the car instead of hooking up all in the front. Same thing with like my boost sensor, my boost gauges, and all sorts of stuff. But I hope this helps you guys out a lot.